Hello and welcome, world. I am Ryan, aka Crownson's Corner. This is the Healing Chefs. My new co-host. If you weren't ready,
Well,
now they're gonna know.
Nobody's gonna know, but now they do. All right. So, with that, I have
Taylor, Sweet THC 2.0.
Awesome.
Hello.
Welcome. Just like I said before, anybody that we have on here, I believe, is a chef. Like chef, and to me, is someone that's in charge and a leader in their own way. So everyone that we have on here is a healing chef, not
I was
just
like,
us.
thank you for that clarification, because Cami knows I am not a chef.
You don't have to be. And real quick, before we get into anything, please make sure on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, like, subscribe, follow, comment, share the shit out of this stuff. Sharing is free. It doesn't cost you anything. We'll share some stuff if you want to too. Just tag us. I don't care. All right. And with that, we do have Cami of so many different things. I don't want to say of blah 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 because that's just
So
not
many.
that's just not she doesn't do just one thing. So ladies and gentlemen, Cami. Some of you may know her from being around Solventless Refinery. What's the new one? The
Sugar Refinery.
Sugar Refinery.
Yeah, we're doing baked goods. We just got done doing the R&D samples.
Let's pull that a little closer to you.
We just got done doing the R&D samples, and I've been giving boxes out to everyone.
Yeah, I tried those. Those were really good. And of course, just like I've said in prior episodes, I don't just do one or two. If I do some, I go. So I ate them all in one sitting. My tolerance is a little crazy. But with that, can you enlighten our folks real quick on some of the things you do, and then we'll get into our first segment.
Well, I mean, I've been in cannabis for about 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I started than me, for sure.
In retail. So I did storefronts. I started as a bud tender. Moved up really quickly. I was a manager of a dispensary still at 21.
Nice.
And then ended up, I jumped around. I went to Health for Life. I was at Health for Life for a little while.
Yeah, were you at Chrisman at one point in time?
I was at the McDowell location when it used to be on Greenfield, like in that little car garage thing. We called it the Ganja Garage.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And then we moved it over to the McDowell location when they built out that location, and then out to Chrisman too, and then I ended up leaving from there.
Yeah, I was there shortly after you were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's all. That's the only reason I know. But no, that was cool. So with that, we're gonna go ahead, and there's so much other stuff that she's does and did, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into our first segment, which is Cannabis Journey. Oh, sorry. I kind of space off and stuff when these segments play, and most of the guests are like, "What is he doing?" But you can't see us. So, Cannabis Journey is all about how you found cannabis. It's a personal journey, not just professional. But how did you find cannabis? Did you start, and then also did you start with flower, edible stuff like that?
Okay, pretty young actually, and I smoked flower. I'm from Colorado, so and I lived in the mountains. Where I grew up, everyone's parents grew weed in the backyard or in the basement. So it wasn't really weird.
Definitely not how I grew up, but awesome.
Right. We're
but yeah, it was pretty readily available as flower. And I more so got into flower because I used to be on a lot of pharmaceuticals, and it really messed with my head, made me really sick. To be honest, I ended up in 2 comas from pharmaceuticals.
Oh, shit.
The first one was, I think it was 3 weeks long. And then the second one, I know it was a week shorter. I think it was 2 weeks. But pharmaceuticals are really bad.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like myself with the VA trying to find stuff for me at one point in time, they gave me Cymbalta, which is also for fibromyalgia and stuff. doesn't make any sense why they're giving it to me for my PTSD. But I started getting like hives and rashes and stuff, and I would like grind my teeth.
All
Yeah.
the side effects are just not worth it if you have a holistic option.
Yeah, and they try to hide that from us, but
when they give you like, they're like, oh, take this, and then you're like, oh, well, it gives me like really bad headaches. They're like, oh, take this too, and they're like, well, now I'm really sleepy. They're like, oh, take this too. It's
And
like
now
that.
we can't eat. And
plus
then
one,
take
plus
this.
one,
Yeah.
fucking plus one.
And that's what you end up doing until literally it was so bad at one point in time. I would just get these like, they were like strip packets that I would get from the pharmacy, where they were like little packets of drugs that I would take like at 8 a.m. at, I think it was like one right after lunch and then one right before I went to bed. Like because it was so many pills, like I couldn't keep track of them.
Man, they get cuts from everything that they push on everybody, especially like chemo and all that kind of stuff. Like, well, I mean, I don't want to get into it, but yeah.
No, I got in actually a lot of trouble because I ended up doing like inpatient care when you're getting your meds settled like that.
Well, yeah.
And I got in trouble because I started asking a bunch of the kids what drugs they were taking because I wanted to see why we were all on the same drugs, but we all somehow have different ailments.
Yeah.
So I got removed from everyone.
Yeah, that's yeah. They're just worried about that right there. They're
exactly.
just like, okay, you go sit over there, quit fucking up my business.
Right. Trying to get the commission.
Like they're drug dealers.
Yeah.
You want to be mad at me for never mind, allegedly. But
Allegedly nothing is going on.
I don't know anything. No, I'm really not doing nothing. But yeah,
it's the same thing. Like there's no reason that not even the same thing because we're not killing people, we're not harming people.
That's the.
So when you first like found the I found the weed. It's all around you. It's all around you. When you finally were like, you know what, I'm taking that step and smoking or whatever. Was it like you said when you were young? Was it with friends? Were you by yourself?
It was with friends.
And how did that experience go? Like, see, a lot of people, some like even myself, I'll smoke myself into paranoia. But a lot of people like first time say that they don't feel it, and all sorts of different rumors and stuff. How was your experience?
I mean, I remember it, but it wasn't like wild. But I mean, it's also, I think, from the perspective of me having such wild drugs in my system, I was like, oh, I don't feel as fucked up as I normally do.
Also, it may have been a little bit different as I grew up. It wasn't like, it was almost like unattainable and stuff like that, and you weren't supposed, everything.
Was that extra high adrenaline?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like when I finally like everything, like that's probably why like some of us that remember it more when we first had our whatever is because that we were so afraid to actually take it. So that's a nice perspective because usually we're just like, I remember I was so high, but you went from flower. Did you continue that? Did you stop your medications?
So
did it?
I kind of went in a lapse. Like I'd go back and forth because I mean I was a kid when I started smoking and taking meds, and then I ended up kind of ditching the meds, ditching the system, and I think it was around 17. To be honest, I was in foster care. My mom kind of just dropped me off at foster care when I was about 15 years old. So I was in essentially inpatient. It's called group homes, but when you're a high risk, how I was, is they made it. It's like inpatient for almost a year and a half, and then I finally had it, and I ran. I ran as fast as I could. I was like, I will never forget that moment in my life because I ran as fast as I could, as hard as I could, because they would alarms would go off, people would start running after you. Like it was there was barbed wire fences.
The whole thing.
So you were in jail.
Yeah, basically. And it's not. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just no one wanted me.
Yeah, no. I've been there. I literally, and that's sad, but I've been through my stuff. I was in tumbleweed group homes out here. I ran away from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then worked for the Mason jar. That's a whole nother story. But yeah. So I didn't have it like that. Now I did. I was at Boys and Girls Town in Missouri at one point in time, and I could run if I wanted to. but there was nowhere to go because you were in it's like Rolla, Missouri, St. James, Missouri. Like you can run, but it's just miles of
Nothing.
nothingness.
So
yeah.
I was in Aurora, Colorado.
Oh well.
I mean, there wasn't really all that anywhere to go, but I ended up getting on a bus, getting to downtown Denver, finding like because it didn't have any phone or any type of communication. Ended up finding one of my friends, and she let me borrow her phone. I called my grandma, like because no one had known where I was.
Oh,
like yeah, I had just disappeared. Like I couldn't find my dad. My dad was out of the country.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was.
This sounds like a nightmare.
It was a nightmare, but I mean, that's why I think everything's funny. But
yeah, we all of us here have dark humor. So like, if you guys are offended by what we laugh at, I'm sorry.
Also, I've known Cami for many years, so if I look like I'm laughing at shit, it's because I am, because we've talked about this multiple times.
Well, I mean, I've been through a lot of stuff. Sounds like we've all been through a lot of stuff. So like, it's like that's a coping mechanism. Is just like laughing at the stuff and being able to talk about it and handle it and shit like that.
But when I left, that's when I really dropped drugs because I was like, I mean, what's the point? I'm finally free. I don't have someone shoving them down my throat. I don't have a court order telling me I have to take them. I don't have anything. Like, why would I take something I hate? Because I had gotten in trouble before with my mom because I was hiding them under the rug. And they're like, she's selling drugs at school. I was like,
they're under
the rug, though.
You guys are great detectives.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. But cannabis really like turned a lot of stuff around because, especially after I had the comas, I have like residual like tremors, convulsions, like so it's one of the reasons why I am as calm as I am is because if I do get worked up, my anxiety gets too high, then those tremors and those convulsions will come right back.
Oh, yeah, that's no good.
So that's one of the reasons why, like I had an assistant that hated how calm I was, and I just kind of laughed at everything. And I was like, well,
yeah, I'd be like, get upset, please. Right. You're scaring me.
No, that's it.
One day you're gonna murder me.
But it has nothing to do with that. It's like literally, I'll get a little. It sucks. It's stressful.
Well, yeah, that would just be my insecurities being projected, though. So, like, yeah.
So you used to make Cami caps, with I think hash, right?
Yeah, I do them all. I do them all the time.
Amazing.
So I guess So you made it out of there. You stopped your medications, so you didn't have court orders and stuff anymore. And then I'm probably fast forwarding you.
Okay.
But where'd you go from there? In between there and like getting into the industry?
I worked at a casino in Colorado. You're allowed to serve alcohol you're allowed to work on the carpet at the age of 18 in casinos.
Right.
That's a weird law. Yeah.
But it's
tile,
because it's segregated from like tile to carpet.
And that's always worked.
Yeah,
segregation.
Right. Right. But so I worked there for like a year and a half, 2 years, and I just turned 21, and rec had hit like 4 or 5 months before I turned 21. They had to re-sign my lease. They wanted like $600-800 more for like my little condo. Like, fuck this, I'm leaving.
Yeah, for sure. All of this sounds really weird. Like you can't only work on the carpet. This is what's going on. Like it sounds like a gatekeeper. You know,
it was fine. I liked it. I made a lot of money there.
Oh, I bet.
So much.
I mean, creepy old men love 18-year-old girls.
Yeah, again, that's what I'm trying to get at with this whole like you got to stay on the carpet, and it's weird. That's weird.
It was kind of weird, but
weird.
Like for your safety, just
anytime someone's trying to keep things apart and stuff, I get like, why are you're making me weird? Making me feel weird.
There's reasons for things, and I'm not really comfortable that that's in place.
Right, but I mean, at 18, but you know.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money, right?
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, it's all on what you feel comfortable with. It's not anybody else's decision. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's nice to work with creepy old men because you can like go off on them. Remember Howard from when I lived in Tennessee, who came in with like Parkinson's?
Yeah,
that he was going to replace my vibrator.
Well, there was. Oh my god, There was a guy that there was a lot of people.
I thought he just wanted CBD for his tremors. Nope.
No.
That's not what happened.
He had no intention of getting rid of those tremors.
Oh, wow.
Inserting those tremors, but sorry.
Okay, we're done. No, honestly, at the casino, because it's cameraed so well that you don't ever have to worry about any of that stuff. Because I mean, if anyone ever touches you, they're 86. They're never coming back.
They're watching it. Like, you're right. I've been the casino. If they're doing anything at the casino, they're watching everything. Right. So,
like I would never do it at like a club or like
that's so lax and people don't care. But the casinos, they care.
They care.
Yeah, for sure. They
And like they protected the girls that worked there like crazy. So I definitely felt comfortable there. But I
well, good. I'm starting to feel a little better about the.
So if you're 18 and you want to go work at a casino, do it. Just or if you want to like have one of those risque jobs, do it at a casino because you're really safe.
And you can ask them to walk you to your car and stuff too, and they'll do it.
Oh, they didn't. It wasn't an option not to.
Oh, lit.
Yeah. Even myself back in the day, I was a day manager, doorman for a gentleman's club. Like we always. Oh, you're not going to get out of me walking into the car.
No, well, and we parked our cars like away from everyone else. So it was like those giant, vans that you put like 15 people in. You would get into those and they would drive you up this mountain to like, so people like didn't even know what you drove.
See, that's smart.
That's super lit. I like that. It sounded kind of creepy at first, but I like.
Because I worked at something like they knew.
Mm-hmm. They knew.
No, they protected the girls like crazy.
We'd have weirdos in the bushes and shit. And I'd be like, bro, we got... Never mind, I'm not going to say that word, but we got things in here. Now, they weren't mine, but like we were all prior military. And we don't give a... We're not here to let anybody get hurt.
I mean, that's Arizona here.
Oh, yeah. We were out in Kansas and kind of like, we'll call it God's country.
Yeah, it's wild out there.
Yeah,
Kansas is a crazy
We used to get our...
knew a lot of farmers.
With pigs.
We used to get our... my dad used to own a car part company. And we used to get our parts casted out there. And I remember going to Kansas was like one of my punishments one time. And,
that makes sense.
Going to Kansas to go see where we were getting our parts casted, and then like I got a tour of a. And
then you never went back.
A military. No, because my dad liked to scare the shit out of me, so he like toured me through a military school out there.
Oh, nice.
Your dad's a great person.
Yeah, my dad's a great person.
Living brochure. That sounds great. That sounds terrible.
He's amazing. He's wonderful.
He's like,
I'm gonna scare the shit out of you. I'm gonna traumatize you today.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, not just Cami. Don't worry.
I have to go out to go see this part. Let's traumatize all right, go check out the parts. Let's traumatize my kid on the way.
Speaking of which, how did you transfer all of that into? Well, I mean. You went from flour and obviously you guys are now working on the solventless refinery with Hash. And shout out to you guys for winning the recent competition in LA. What strain was that?
Oishi.
Yeah.
I don't know the cross. Don't ask me. I'm really sorry, everyone. But Project Pack, screw it.
Hey, shout out to them. Shout out Robert Chino, Ms. Chino, all that.
I said Dave and
I don't know the owners. They know I mean, obviously they work.
To be honest, I'm really bad. I only know Dave because he comes over to the house, but I know there's many more people over there.
Shout out Dave.
Shout out Dave.
Shout out Dave. All Daves. Wendy's Dave.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth.
I don't know. The transition from
the biz major
getting into business was actually kind of wild, but
I mean, speaking of which, we can talk about your cannabis usage and everything, but you're a beast in the cannabis industry as of right now.
Absolutely. I'm so excited, you guys.
So can you, I mean, you jumped into a little bit, but can you educate the people on
all the things? Because Solventless Refinery is like, his little baby, it's Alex's baby.
Yeah, that's Alex's baby.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's why I'm like, no disrespect, everyone. I have no idea what the crosses were. I have no idea everyone everywhere.
Yeah.
That's all Alex.
Like, and that's why you're here without Alex.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no. Let everybody know on her own.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's done great with that company.
Amazing.
I could never do what he does, the relationships that he builds and whatnot. But I mean, we met at the Good Dispensary, and
I haven't been to that. Yeah,
it's been a while.
That was 2019.
20 no.
Oh, that was when I had my Halloween fest. Never mind, it was way before
20. That. I'm like, I had my daughter in 2017, so I started working there in 2018, and then I mean, Alex got in a car accident. We ended up, it sounds really weird, but we bonded because he couldn't drive himself anywhere because he got in a car accident. And then we ended up appreciating each other's like workflow, and then we started hanging out after work, and I mean, one thing led to another. But
it happens.
Yeah, well, for me it was so weird because he's younger than me, so it was like, this is so not like me. But
oh man, nowadays no one gives a shit. I
had no idea they were together.
You can date a dolphin now, and I'm
right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't know we were together for the longest time. Years.
She had told me something because we had been
drinking
Tawaka. If you guys haven't had it, it's delicious.
I thought it changed colors.
I don't drink, but when I do, it's 35% alcohol. So
yeah, I quit drinking because that's what I do too.
Yeah, so she had Alex come pick her up and drive her home because we had been drinking, and she gets in, she's like, Alex is so great, he took me into bed and gave me chocolates. I was like, what a great friend. And she's like,
we're not friends,
we've been dating for like a year. Bruh, I have hung out with him the entire time, all of the no idea. No.
Well, it was confusing for a while for a lot of people because he was renting a room from me, not for him to live with me, but for him to
have baby plants.
Because I had an extra room, and so it was like, so I would say things like, oh, about your room or this or that, and so people just assumed that he rented a room from me, and then that's why it was like why we were always together and whatnot. But I was like, no, I mean, he lived in Phoenix when I lived in Mesa, so it was, I don't know, definitely weird. But we ended up getting starting solventless because of Halloween Fest. He's always wanted to do his own thing. Him and I ended up doing really well at the Good Dispensary, just building the brand up with what we were allowed to do. When you're in when you're not the boss, the big boss, I guess, you get told no a lot, then it kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially when you know, like, I know what I'm doing, please.
They're very, very, very efficient and organized and detailed and super compliant. So, it's cool seeing them start their own.
Yeah, so we definitely just wanted to do something that was better for other people, and getting solventless together. We did live pressing at Halloween Fest, and
it's still on his profile as a highlight if you guys want to see where he started.
Yeah, he does keep it up there.
Yeah.
I ended up going off and becoming a at Chance, I got screwed over by some dude that was like, I want you to create recipes for me and this, that, and the other.
Oh man, so many people want recipes. I'm so like, bro, that's pay me.
They won't.
They did at the beginning, and then
I've gotten products and stuff, but like for me to like break it down like that, you're gonna need to pay me
money.
Yeah.
Well, it was okay. I mean, towards the end, he just decided that he just wasn't going to pay me. And yeah,
that's nice.
It was nice, and it's always, this has happened to me multiple times, but it's always in November and December. Like, I have a kid and Christmas is coming. Don't be a fucking jackass, because I will ruin your life if you ruin my kid's Christmas.
That's true.
For sure. I mean, I don't. Yeah, no, don't.
Because you can run me over as much as you want. I don't care about that. But the minute that you've impacted my child's life
is an issue.
That's a whole other department.
Yeah. Good thing I don't have kids, because
they're expensive, man. So that Christmas shit.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do well with that. I'd have to be in therapy for a while for that.
Well, and one of her daughters, Lily, the older one, because the little baby, she is not eating food yet. No. She likes smoked salmon, bagels, and fresh cut mangoes. So like,
eating better than me, man. Shit. I need to step my game up. So, but then you did the solventless refinery, and
he kind of went off and did that, and I mean, the cool thing about me and Alex is I've always been able to like call on him to help me. So like when I went off to do this, like that guy introduced the guy that screwed me over, ended up introducing me to his financial partner. His financial partner was like,
The fuck.
this is what I want. So he ended up throwing me on his staff, and
Nice.
I learn as I go. So I ended up being his compliance officer, helping him finish opening up his facility.
Oh, there you go.
It was the first time I'd ever done it too, so it was kind of cool. But
I love that. Do you know how to do this? Yep. Have you ever done it? Nope. Or
figure it out.
I got it.
I had done
But that's what I'm telling.
storefronts, so I'm like,
I'm not.
can't be that hard. It's less transactions, just higher
People,
tickets.
if people would just like believe a little bit more in people and stuff like that, we get so much more done. Because like there are things that I haven't done in my life, but I know I can nail it. Like, so I'm
Just
glad
try
that
it,
someone
yeah.
gave you that shot. Like that's awesome.
I mean, there's a reason it wasn't core cannabis, but I'm just saying core cannabis in general. Benji and Lunchbox really prefer to hire, you know, women and talk to women for their SOPs and their all of that stuff because they know what they're doing. You know,
Yeah,
they
probably
get it done.
be
They
able
learn
to.
it really fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably be able to like multitask a bit better and stuff like that. And no, and I love you guys, dudes, males, and heady dudes only. But like, we're here to like knock down the stigma of like women in the industry. Like they're doing a lot of the work on their own, but y'all can like be a man without the detriment to women. Like I'm kind of tired of it. Like you have the ganja mom, you have Cami, you have Taylor, and we're gonna show you a lot more people. Like there's enough space for everybody. Stay in your lane and just be happy. But I'm
and
sorry.
support one another regardless of you know.
Like I'm tired of the gender thing and stuff too, because I grew up being raised by women, and when I finally found out about even like the clothing size, I was like, I want to fight somebody right now because you made my mom, you made my sister, you made everybody that I know feel like shit about themselves for forever.
Every woman has at least one story where they just are like, man, I cried my eyeballs out because this shit said it was a medium and it was way too tight. And now I'm an extra large.
I'm a chubby dude. Every once in a while, I gain some more weight, and when my large doesn't fit, like I'm upset. But at least it's the size it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm just not the size I'm supposed to be. Anyway, I'm sorry, but then so you went from there to opening up doing the compliance and whatnot.
Yeah, I did compliance. We finished opening up there. I ended up having a family emergency with Lil, and I ended up quitting my job, and so I could spend all of my time with her. But I won't really call it a happy accident. I did learn something cool about myself being remote is I can do more than one job. So nice. I was like, oh, this is because I'm not tied to a desk. No one's clocking me in, essentially.
No one's watching you like, no, you're not. You can't do that while you're doing that.
Because they want you to sit there at that desk
and do one thing at a time.
And I can have
all the things at one time.
I have Taylor will walk into my house and I have 2 laptops out. I'll spread papers all over the floor.
Her printer's got something else. Her freaking phone has something up. She's on the phone with someone else. And she's like, what's up? Do you want a coffee? I'm like, fuck yeah.
That scares the shit out of me.
This is why
I do like maybe 2 things at a time, and I'm like, I feel like I'm Minority Report, but you're doing way more than me. So shout out to you.
Well, I looked at her. I was like, did nobody tell you that you probably have ADHD? She's like, what?
Yeah, and then I got that, and I'm probably a little bit on the spectrum too. So like, yeah, I kind of. But yeah, like when you can do a bunch of different things, you're like, why am I only doing one thing? So,
exactly.
So
I can't do only one thing at a time. I won't get it done.
Well, then I just have this like thing in me to where I just always want to do more. I want to do more things. I want to learn more stuff. Like I just want to do more all the time.
Always.
And the way she breaks stuff down with different charts and like color coordination and shit. Like
that's the problem I have.
If she comes to you with something, it's gonna be already set all the way up. It's gonna have some cool shit already pulled up, budgeting, like everything's gonna just basically be ready to go.
Dope.
And I'm like, how are you so efficient?
Nice. So we're gonna have to like fast forward real quick, but so where are you at now?
Now I'm opening the first testing facility that I have had my hands on.
Oh,
How did that
snap.
happen? Can you just
I
brief
met
little?
this lady. I was doing her medical billing, and I
Had a
was
lady?
like, "Hey, I was looking at your blueprints online because I'm really nosy, and I'm sorry. You can
That's weird.
Yeah,
but I love it.
but I noticed that you have a 5,500 square foot warehouse in the back of this facility that you own, because she did blood molecular and toxicology, and I was like, what are you doing with that? She's like, well, I just have my boat stored back there. I was like, have you ever thought about getting into cannabis because you're properly zoned? She was like, no, I didn't really think about it. A week later, she came back to me and she was like, let's do it.
She's like, I like money.
Yeah.
My boat can go somewhere else, but
yeah. So that was about a year and a half ago. So we've been under construction. We just got our final inspection. Like everything's up and running. Like should be game Dope. October 1.
Sick.
And again, this wouldn't have happened if Cami didn't just, creepily look on the internet
randomly,
for the
just like, I'm gonna check this shit
I'm
out.
a really weird person.
No, we love weird. Keep it weird, everybody. Like weird is individualized. That normal shit is weird.
Unique.
And then so I have that, and then I am also the COO of a drink brand, which has been a 19-month battle, but it started with, I met some gentlemen. They had a CBD line, and they said, hey, we did all this stuff before COVID. It got really squirrely around COVID, and we just dropped it because we have other assets we could be working on.
Mm-hmm.
And but we found this guy with THC building. So here's a THC building. Here's a CBD line. Figure it out. So I started messing with it. The taste was really bad. They had me working with these scientists that I hated. Super disrespectful, misogynistic. Book my flights, book my hotels. Like, oh my God, I wanted to freak out a few times. But I ended up replacing the scientist.
That was a good day for you.
It was a good. I was so happy.
Nice.
Replaced my scientist. This scientist fast forwarded the entire product. It's amazing.
Like time to get to work. I'm telling you.
He had the technology for so long, but it's just plugging essentially my network into this company that they already had established.
Nice.
And so that's coming to an end. Finally now too, where we have I have a bottling lineup ready to go. But it's a nanomolecular. It hits you in 7 minutes.
Nice.
It's great. And then
I love that stuff because for me, I always get those things. I'm like, this will fix my attitude. And I'll drink it real quick and then I'll forget that I drank it. And then all of a sudden I'm just having the greatest day. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is dope. I did the thing.
I did the thing that I needed to do. That for some reason I can never remember to do it either.
Yeah. That or smoke weed. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. That's pretty much. Well, I just picked up another. Every now and again, I'll get picked up to run a wild audit or do stuff.
So if you guys need any help, which I'm sure a lot of you do, she'll be tagged all over the place. And I mean, I don't know if she can take everything that you need to be doing, but okay.
You guys will have
but
to
I
pay
mean,
deposits.
also you can hit me up. I'm not doing everything stuff all the time. I'm just kidding. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and. Actually, I just got a new job. We'll talk about it at the end. But we'll go ahead and go to break, and we'll kind of fast forward through a couple segments. But yeah.
Habari Entertainment Films present There's Only One Name for News with Damon and Aisha. Habari Live Podcast. Habari Entertainment, a race against time. On a quest for glory. Habari News Weekly, HabariEntertainment.com. Catch us for more. Visit us. HabariEntertainment.com.
And we're back. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into Trip Tales real quick, and we're gonna go over some things that you guys might think are pretty cool. Pretty cool. I don't want to share that with everybody, but I did a lot of science with that. I've been working with them for a while.
That's pretty cool.
And then I also have a soda, how to make a soda, and we'll talk about that afterwards.
Like it,
Soda?
Like a shroom soda.
water soluble and everything.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can we get together, all of us, with Patrick too?
Yeah.
We got some stuff y'all
I mean,
just
some
say.
people already know about it. I put it out there a while ago. I had like a label and stuff for it, but my phone
forget
broke.
about it.
Yeah, but maybe eventually. So anyway, sorry, I'm just pointing at the cameras all the time.
I was
just trying to
We're looking at those ones.
just a little bit
It's
more.
just my side
more
profile
engagement.
this whole time. Sorry, guys.
More engagement. Hello. All right. So again, we're weird. But you're watching it, so
You're weirder.
you're weird.
You chose to be here.
We love you. Anyway, so we all like psychedelics, at least I do. Especially like microdosing and stuff. I like to microdose more with like even like gel acid and stuff like that, because when I try to do shrooms and stuff, I don't know, it's my body, the chitin and stuff like that messes with it. So I get kind of, so if I don't make it into a tea or something, my stomach's going to be like this the whole time.
Is it the food poisoning, perhaps?
Yeah. So chitin, CHITIN, is the basically the fiber of the shroom that doesn't break down in your stomach, and that's kind of your body's like, hey,
what's this?
This isn't normal.
Get it out.
And so I was just sitting there going, I don't want to talk. So, but I can't really relax like as much as I want to.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I think my body's just going crazy. But so, have you experienced? What is your
microdose? But like baby microdose. Like, you know how people give you like the chocolate bars and they're like, eat like 3 squares. I'll eat like half of one.
Yeah, no, don't. You probably should not do that. When I made some a while back, and I don't know what. I think it was just the way that I was processing them in my food processor, and they weren't getting out all the way. But mine were 3.5 of blue penis envy, allegedly.
Allegedly.
And like when you would take it, like your microdose is not really a microdose at that point in time. No, yeah. So I need another strain myself. Yeah. So
wait, no, it's a carnival.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say with because I can nano mushrooms too. We've been
anything y'all need, just ask Cami. She knows who or how.
It's
normally a who, and I've already have the contracts established. So
wait, hold on. So you're not an extractor's girlfriend, just to clarify.
No, I don't even know how to extract. To be honest, I'm probably so disrespectful. I'm really sorry, everyone that smokes hash, but I have no idea how to extract, and I kill everything I touch. So.
I rudimentary know how to do it, and I've done some pressing and stuff, but nothing like Alex or any of them like that. But so for yourself with the psychedelics and stuff, you said microdose and whatnot. When did you find that? Like, because I myself what's that?
That's more recent.
Absolutely. I think that's a good point, because it's becoming way bigger in news nowadays, and not just celebrities and stuff that are endorsing it. What's her name with Goop? Freaking Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh yeah.
She's got a line of fugazi stuff.
What the fuck is Goop?
Goop is her like brand, and it's supposed to be about psychedelics and well-being and stuff like that. It's a money grab, but
for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, like so they're just trying to capitalize on something else now.
Well, there's also the psilocybin conferences and the psychedelic conferences and stuff now, which they didn't really have as much. They had some, but they were not as
I think it's
advertised
good.
Or
it's all the
backed.
decriminalization.
People
are feeling like, oh, I can talk about this without going to prison now.
Yeah, for sure. And
allegedly.
It's actually helping.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I've done some ketamine treatments that I've talked about in quite a bit, and it has changed my life around. Like if you guys knew me before, um, like months and months ago, like I was just this egotistical, narcissistic, just mean, like aggro all the time because I was depressed and stuff. But like I took the ketamine and it kind of removed me from that anger and all those low vibrational things, and that's what kind of raised me up. So, and I still have to tap in every once in a while because I'll get a little ego going.
Do you think that stems more from me being a veteran, being in the military and whatnot?
For sure. Like they definitely like reprogram your brain.
Oh, for sure.
To one, I believed in all the stuff that they were telling me, which it hurts right now to think about nowadays. But also, they train us to run towards everything everyone else is trained to run away from.
Yeah.
So, like when there's like, I recently just put up on the on our story and on my own story about how I was a chef at the iHeartRadio and whatnot, and that was the week before the shooting in Vegas.
Oh.
I've been talking to people that have asked about it, and I was kind of worried. I'm glad that I was burnt out because I'd been there for 2 weeks and left in Vegas, but I wanted to be there, but I'm glad that I didn't because I am a combat lifesaver. I was trained to save people that have been shot, hurt, all that kind of stuff. I can give you an IV. I can give you emergency tracheotomy. I can do all these things. So I don't know what I would have done, and I worry that I wouldn't try to help people and then end up dead myself.
Yeah.
So it's a very scary thing. And there's a lot of things that we have to work with, and those people, I pray for you guys. Like all those different kind of things, they cause these traumas, and that would have been even more PTSD for me.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know.
Timing is everything.
So, I'm glad that we're kind of getting this conversation going, that people can find these things. You can find ketamine treatments online. You can Google it. It is a little more expensive, but it's your life. Is your life worth? What's your life worth?
Yeah.
What's your happiness worth? And I'm not talking about money doesn't equal happiness and stuff, but try to find it. But I'm glad that you're open to talking about these kind of things as well.
I mean, my dad's a veteran.
Mm.
My dad was a Navy SEAL.
Okay.
So,
like Jesse the Body Ventura. Well, that's a different story.
He was a sniper, and he was a field medic, and when he was back home, he was EMT. So that's why I ask, because I mean, my dad was always same thing. He grew up reefer madness. The fuck are you selling weed?
Yeah. Maybe you needed the weed, bro.
Well, he finally ate like an edible. Oh my God, he finally ate an edible. He called me the next day. It was so funny. He said, I have never felt so good in my damn life.
Oh, man. Fucking.
I love her dad. He cracks me the fuck up.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
It's like you're 60 years old? Like
that's one of the things I loved being a bud tender is like the elderly people would come in and I could help, and they come in, then like they would come in and kind of like skittish at first, but then after you hooked them up or whatever, the next time they were back a little bit more happy, and then the third time they come back
and they're like, well, I'm being forced to because my son told me that this marijuana is going to help me, and then they're like, I'm so sorry I was rude, this has helped me, or my arthritis is wonderful, or I sleep great, blah blah blah.
They come in and they're like brand reps, and they're just like, woo, like have more energy than anybody coming in there, and I'm like, what the you were just in here like slower than well, shout out to turtles, slower than a turtle. But like now you're like,
well, remember when I was on, I was telling you about that lady who was 65 at that point, and she did the friendship song with me, and then she came back into the dispo, and she's still kicking. Yeah,
it's crazy. I love it. But real quick, can we play the intro to the Mental Health is Wealth? Well, we've already been talking about it, but. Yeah, it's a little warm in here. It's a little warm in Arizona.
Yeah, I just got back and I was like, ew. I could feel the heat radiating like from the car.
Yeah, just getting worse and worse.
Oh, yeah, that's horrible.
It's gross.
I gotta go do more deliveries later. But so mental health, I'm glad that your dad found that. Thank goodness. I'm sure could have helped a long time ago. Same with me if I would have used everything correctly. But you know, how has it helped you and yours?
Me, I'm like I'm calm. Like I was talking about earlier, I'm able
Nice.
to achieve that like calm, cool, and collected. Um, People don't really stress me out that much.
Yeah, like when once you've walked through hell and madness, like kind of everything else is like skipping. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, but it helps me keep level. I think it helps me be a great mom. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I'm
Shout
like
out
much
to all the
happier.
moms. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm much happier. I mean, I have 2 daughters. I have a 5-year-old and I have a 4-month-old. So it's like it's not easy.
And
Like
2 crazy ass dogs. That might as well be 2 more toddlers.
my dog Sauce is worse than both of my children. So all those people that are
So
like,
dumb.
"Oh, if you can't handle a dog, don't have kids." That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. My dog is the biggest headache in my world. My kids are great. My dog, on the other hand, I it's
He's
like
cute.
he's cute. Yeah. That's why he has a home.
I feel like that sounds like a lot of people talking about me. He's like,
Hell
he's
yeah.
a pain in the ass. But no, go ahead. But we let him just.
I mean, that's Alex and me. Like, God damn it, Kimmy. Why did you have to be friends with her?
Right.
But, all right.
Well, it's like, what did I text you on Friday? Because she was going to check on the dogs on Friday after we left, and I was like, "Hey, by the way, Sauce is really high," and we try so hard to keep my dog away from cannabis. Like
Mhm.
No, he finds it. He wants
finds
it.
and it's like so. We're dabbers at the house. We don't really smoke that much flower or anything, but
Yeah.
so we have the trash cans with the lids, and we made it to where like it has a lip, so he like can't even stick it because he's smart. He can't even get his nose underneath to open it at all, but he will find Q-tips and chew them up and get high beyond
Baked as
all
fuck.
belief.
My
like
cat.
so stoned, and he is not like
And he has his ears up, and they're so cute. But he's just kind of like,
most dogs go to sleep when they get high. Mine does not. He starts running around the
circles.
house,
You
like
know?
doing like this, like parkour off my bed, off the back of the couch, like jumping over the recliner, barking.
him and Precious would be great, dude.
That's hilarious. That's my cat. Like, and I'm like, why are you? Oh, now it kind of starts to make a little more
Yeah.
sense.
And then
'Cause
once
then
that
I'll, like-
wears off,
And then I'll find like a random like Q-tip, one Q-tip somewhere, and I'm like,
or like a chewed up joint, and you're like, oh, okay.
like she'll disappear when I'm smoking. But like, yeah, that's
Fake. They're fake.
Well, that's because I was like, well, when you realize
Fake
that
news.
Sauce is a little, off, he's extremely
sweet.
high.
That's
Dang.
just like Precious. Precious will try to like hit the tray that I have all the ground up weed on, so it falls on the floor,
She,
so
like,
she can smash her
snorts it.
face and like snorts it. Then she'll
oh
be like,
my god.
run around and then just get high as shit and pass out. And I'm like, hey, Cammy, look at this.
This,
Folks, don't snort your weed.
yeah.
No, the cannabumps was one of the stupidest
Oh,
inventions I've ever heard of.
I
And then
really wanna
people are
go
like, it
into
hurts
that.
I'm
my
gonna get
nose. I'm like,
triggered.
no,
Don't.
duh.
Hey doctor, it hurts when I do this. Don't
Right.
do that.
You're literally snorting something in general, but marijuana? Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like snorting wasabi.
that's freaking what was
'Cause
that?
was
Theo
fun
Vaughn.
songs
Theo
that came
Vaughn's
out.
like, yeah, my favorite weed back in the day. Well, my favorite weed back in the day was cocaine.
Oh, yeah. I
Right.
remember
Like,
that.
or his recent one that they hide, like, don't snort stuff.
Yeah,
Anyway,
just-
moving on.
Mhm.
But let's go ahead. We're gonna have to make this a little quick with the promo section with Plug Talk. If we can go ahead and play that real quick. All right. So Plug Talk is all about what we got going on coming up. Anything that you have that you can plug as of right now?
Oh yeah. We got the Culture Cup.
Yeah, woo, Culture Cup.
September 9th to 10th.
Gonna be one of the chefs there. May
Yeah.
shout out, may pull in a chef or two to help me out, but we'll see.
But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We get to go to all these cool competitions, so I really wanted to build something that was a little bit of all the competitions that we get to go to, and then like the experiences that I mean Alex and I just enjoy in general. Like
Going out to eat, fine dining, kind of
going
nice
going
things.
out to eat, having a nice date night. Like, I think that it'd be fun to go and do stuff like
Exactly the
Culture
point.
vibes.
That's why when we like did the plating and stuff, I wanted to be like stuff that makes you want to eat it and go do things.
If
Go have
there's
fun.
any
Like,
Brussels
have
sprouts
fun.
on
Like,
there, we can
yeah,
pass
make
up
it-
Brussels sprouts.
Oh my god, you're such a horrible person.
Brussels sprouts. Oh, okay.
I like Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, well, I made some too. You know, we
Just
try
giving
like
them shit.
some of us chefs like think we're fancy and sometimes like
I
we're
mean,
not
they are good,
perfect.
though.
Like we're
I'm
not
just a dick.
perfect. Like we think we're the best. We're not always the best.
That's too funny. But I mean, Culture Cup. If you testing your testing needs when it gets to October.
I'm so excited for that.
Flower Scientific, woman-owned company.
Boom.
Woman-owned cannabis testing facility in
Yeah,
Arizona.
That's what's up.
October.
There we go.
Mhm.
From the coming from the medical field, so like the staff is all well trained, like crazy well trained. It's one of the things that bothers me about a lot of the testing facilities is go in there and ask them what their qualifications to run that machine is. Because if it was in the medical field, they need to have a bachelor's degree, and I 100% guarantee.
No, you can find
that
them on
they don't.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's like especially with AZDHS constantly going this ain't came back and then they have to resend it through something else. That's a whole nother story.
Oh, don't even get me
like
started.
that's ridiculous.
I was about to say, that's gonna be a
AZDHS,
real
if
long
you're watching
episode, my
this,
friend.
like what are you doing?
AZDHS. I would love to know why you've
Maybe-
been in litigation
AZDHS.
Yeah,
can we,
maybe-
for the
talk?
past 2 years
Maybe-
over microbials.
Yeah,
Ooh.
maybe like double check this stuff maybe before you just like put out
I mean,
articles
it's-
before you have to go check it
This
again.
is the same government that was saying that the edibles don't have any dosages and people are just running rampant. And I straight up asked the dude, I was like, have you ever been into a dispensary? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay, so you're trying to make laws when we have serving size recommendations and all of that on everything. You're not even looking.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're noticing all of the recalls are all on aspergillus,
bet you that person
they're
drinks.
all on microbials. So, without really saying that they're pushing everyone into a corner with equipment, they're pushing everyone into a corner with equipment and saying that you have to do it this way when the way that they want it done is archaic. The machines that are available nowadays, they don't require some of the steps, nor do the verifications through ISO require the steps that for some fucking reason AZDHS is like, no, it's not in there and we need it to be there for no fucking reason. And it makes the sample more volatile. It's called enrichment.
Yeah.
So they enrichment is when you leave the sample to potentially grow salmonella, aspergillus, or whatever overnight.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
The leaps and bounds forward since that we've made over the past, I don't know, 15 years, we don't need to do enrichment anymore because samples are easily detected. When you end up doing enrichment, the sample becomes more volatile and you end up with more of these false positives.
Yeah, stuff
And
in
then
the
when you get
probably in
these
the
false
air and
posi-
whatnot
Yeah,
and touch.
well,
Yeah.
When you get a false positive, you end up, they're not allowed to rerun it. That's where
Don't you love that?
That's all of these places getting their so this, if the lab reruns the sample, which the scientific method you would, you don't get a consistent answer, you rerun until you get the like, it's the method.
Yeah. It's real quick. It's like confusing. Like we've gone so long, like 150 years. We haven't changed the classroom. We're now at a point in time where with sports and everything, that AI and computers and everything see all these different penalties and whatnot. We don't need humans in a lot of these different things. And like you're saying, you need to cut out some of the fat. Just like when you're cooking, like you need to trim your shit out and like do it and be able to advance instead of like locking people into a corner with.
Well, ISO is advanced. We have to be ISO certified.
Yeah.
So we already are ISO certified.
I'm talking about like the processes and whatnot.
And they're AZDHS
SOPs.
is tacking on an extra step that isn't even part of the federal verification.
But
So-
you can't really get federal involved because it's cannabis.
So it's everything that AZDHS wants contradicts what ISO wants.
Oh,
But you can't, again, get.
But somehow
backup
you have to
support.
make both happy.
can you guys like work together? Good luck on
This
that.
is why I
Like, that's
wanted
just
her to be
that's-
on the show so people can understand
That's
more. of
frustrating.
what
So,
she's got going
but
on.
you got the testing facility coming.
Yeah.
What else?
My drinks should be coming out. I don't know. I wanted them to come out this summer.
Can you say the name or you wait?
After 5.
Okay. I thought you were like telling us that we can know
No.
after 5 at first, but my brain really
No, it's
kicked in real quick. I was
I
like,
processed it.
that was the
after
name.
5. They are vegan, sugar-free, gluten-free, soy-free, no GMOs.
Is there anything in there? Like, you're like, no.
There's weed in there.
Oh, well, then what you should do is buy it.
Great
but
price point too.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, it should have a really good price point.
Awesome.
I don't want to.
Yeah, no, you're good.
give that
Don't
away, but
corner yourself.
It'll be a good one. A lot of people will like the what I'm doing, 100 milligrams. It'll be
There we go.
a lot cheaper than a lot of the things that are out there.
Sick. You'll probably see them on my regular page, if not just well, probably every page. Oh, I spam everything. Anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, for us, the next episode right after this will be Sir High. I just landed a position to be in a bud tender again at Soulflower.
Nice.
So I'll be there. They've rebuilt the university. They used to be the old MedMen. And
okay.
So I went in there for the interview, and I was like, "This is MedMen," but the building looked a bit different. And I went in and waited for the interview, and they're in that old, just like storefront right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. But then when we went to the interview, we went to the new place. It's basically the same building, but we walked around to there, and holy crap, it looks beautiful. It is.
That's awesome.
It's absolutely sick, and I'm glad I'm gonna get to be a part of it.
I didn't know they snagged that license.
Boom, got him.
Got him.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
I just have that ladies' day coming up.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so that'll be on Wednesday from 11 to 3. We've got a nice little collection of ladies that I've, connected with over the years that I've been in the industry, who I really support, who I feel, deserve a little bit more highlight and recognition. And
Absolutely.
I'm excited to get them all in one spot, because if anyone has ever communicated with me, it takes a little bit to get me in person, and then multiple people at one time. It's crazy. So I'm looking forward to it. There's going to be a lot of cool brands and stuff going on. And then the next night is going to be kind of the just general networking night.
Nice. And eventually gonna be helping out get your podcast out.
Yeah.
Which is High Tea with
Sweet Tea, right? High Tea Expose.
There you go. My bad.
Yes.
Oh.
No, you're good. You confused me. It's fine. But actually, Jason will be on here right now after Cami's done, and then Wednesday he'll be on mine.
Hey, there we go.
So
very cool.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit different vibes.
Tying it all together. All right, so we'll go. Thank you very much for coming. We'll definitely have you back because you have so much going on, and once everything else drops, we'll have you and we'll talk a little bit more.
Fun stuff.
I can't wait for Sugar Refinery. It's
bothering
me. I can't talk about it. It's so good.
Same. Let me tell you what it is. Can't tell you.
I was like, oh.
Everyone got woo.
I was like, this isn't the cart, bro.
Not at all. We're not doing that. We're just gonna try to build a little excitement. No, yeah.
The baby.
Okay. All right. But be good, be clean. As always, be safe, smoke up, trip out.
Share and support.
Yeah.